Good evening, one and all. Connect 360 episode LC0131. Leaders Connect 360 is CSR initiative by BZ Training and organized by the Mask Leadership. My name is Priyanka and I'm working as a soft skill facilitator in Ambuja Cement Foundation. Leaders Connect 360 started with the specific objective of inviting 1,000 plus leaders and create million leaders. It is an online hub where every Wednesday from 6:30 p.m. to 7:15 p.m. we learn from top management leaders on Zoom Live. And once in a quarter in each city, we have an offline networking meet to network, support, and grow with the leaders. That's when we call Leaders Create More Leaders. Currently, all are muted, and we will be giving an opportunity to speak to our guest, Mr. Lokesh Sir, Center Head India, Altus Group. Good evening, sir. Before you are unmuted, let me share that we are currently live on LinkedIn, and this episode LC0131 is being recorded. First time visitor may click on the WhatsApp, FB, and LinkedIn link on the chat box to get updated by joining us in creating more leaders. All of us are requested to turn on your videos, which will help in making the episode highly interactive. So are we all ready to meet our special guest, Lokesh sir, and our panel discussion leader, Alagu ma'am? So please share thumbs up or emojis in the chat box. Thank you. Let me also introduce Mr. Prakash Sharma, the founder and director of the Mask Leadership, will interact with our guest along with the panel discussion leader, Ms. Alagu. So I welcome you all. Over to you, sir. Prakash sir, over to you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Priyanka. I think I am sweeping in here in spite of Prakash,
Yes,
considering the situation he is in today. So, thank you very much, Priyanka, for the wonderful introduction, and the pace you've gone is wonderful here. Good evening, everybody. Welcome for our episode today. It's an immense pleasure for inviting all of you, including our guest, Mr. Lokesh Natoo, who's a center head for Altus Group. Thank you very much, Alagu ma'am, for joining us today as a panel discussion leader. It was a lovely evening for us to meet all of us today. As we all know, every Wednesday we all meet together to understand and know better in what we are learning on a everyday basis. Great. So the session goes as normally. Like as of now, I will introduce Alagu ma'am. We'll have an introduction video of our chief guest and Alagu ma'am, and then post which I will hand over the mic to Alagu, where she can have a panel discussion with our chief guest today. So I would request Arun to do the honors in presenting the introductory video of our chief guest as well. Arun, if you are with us, please request you to play the video of, thank you. Thank you very much, Arun. Alagu, it was a wonderful video. Thank you very much. One catchy word I learned in the video is emerging professionals. We've come up with a lot other words like youth icons and entrepreneurs and a lot of viral numbers. On top, on the list of it, now I'm learning emerging professionals. A very wonderful way of putting all our recent people joining us in the networking and the professionalism. Great. And it was lovely to meet you all today. And I'll hand over the mic to Alagu. No, considering the episode today is all about passion to profession, which I am very interested in knowing how are we merging both two. Let's see how it goes. Thank you very much. I'll give the mic to Alagu now.
Thank you so much, Divya. A warm welcome to Lokesh Natoo, sir. Hope you had a great day today.
Yeah, you just refer me as Lokesh. That should be pretty.
Okay. Sure. Since we have very limited time, I'll directly get into the conversation. When we talk about, passion to profession, how can individuals harness their passion to build that into their successful and sustainable profession?
Okay, so thanks for the question. So see, I mean, this topic, firstly, I just set some context. I thought, when this whole agenda was there, what to talk about, right? I thought, let's take a topic which is useful and can add a value to myself. And at times, when you pick up a topic, you reflect on your own journey, correct? Something that I can 100% resonate or relate to is, uh, it's not a dream statement that, build your career around your passion. So that way, you asked, how do you harness passion into profession and make it sustainable? Because, I might really like doing something. I might do for 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months, and then I'm bored. Correct. Now, what do I do? Typically, let's say it can be anybody. It can be a celebrity across the globe. Let's say Federer or any global leader. Okay, and then there are common people like us. I'm sure there are eminent personalities there. I'll consider me as a common person, right? But we always know that something that we really love. Okay, and maybe can build a career immediately. Here, I would refer to a very good article, which somehow, when you say an article, you read it to what, right? In business review, where typically focus was given on career paths, right? You enter, let's say, into pharma sector, or you enter into banking sector, and you rise the ranks throughout, the career of, let's say, 30-35 years career path. The different thought that the article, and which I truly building career portfolio. Now, what is a portfolio? Correct. Let's say I love doing operations. I've studied operations, so that's my career where I begin my journey. But as we evolve, it's not that the same thing will stay with me lifelong. Correct. As much as I love operations, I've studied operations. I have real good liking about playing chess. How am I doing that? I might not become forget world champion. I might not even become a titled player, but I have liking for it. I don't know what can I do there, but I'm continuously going somewhere. I love writing. What do I do? Oh, I write something on Medium. I write something on blog, and maybe some quotes, and I'll figure out what happens. So this is somewhere what I'm trying to tell is, I can give a very random example. You can be a banker, a trained swimmer, a traveler, and a food blogger. Now, these four are all, they have no correlation with each other, correct? That's where they call career portfolio. You have liking for all of this, and we typically know that diagram of Ikigai, right? What you like, what you love, what people love you doing, and where you make money. And the intersection of all of that can become your identity. Like, for example, this is where I believe to have a sustainable career. And it's not that always you will have only one particular career or one particular area where you will make your whole career. And it can apply to very specialist people as well. For example, few people might enter, into a very niche area, let's say information security. Okay. Slowly from information security, they start doing it, auditing. They do auditing not only for IT, they do audit for business. They do audit for business, they start leading TQM. They start leading TQM, they can become an analytics leader. So now the whole concept is, do I like what am I doing? So to have that sustained career, do you have a portfolio is something I will stress upon. As much as you have portfolio, you have multiple options, and it's end of the day, it is again law of average, right? Even if I'm doing something really great, I will have my days where I'm not in great shape, not in great form. So how do I manage when I'm out of form? So these things are something we need to be very wary of. You can be a top CXO or you can be at entry level, but these ups and downs will continue to happen. But the moment you have liking, you will not leave that particular field. So path versus portfolio is something that can, if I answer in simple language, portfolio can make you a sustained career where you are working for with with your passion, and career takes care of itself.
Yeah. So you can evolve along with your passion in the you have to be flexible also, and then you can evolve in different parameters, is what you're saying. Yeah, that's very nice. And when we were talking about this, so in a world where the lines between work and passion is increasingly getting blurred, how can leaders and professionals strike a balance to avoid burnout while pursuing their true passion as a profession? Like right now, you said you have interest in chess, you write, and you have a profession.
Yeah, if I talk about again burnout, typically burnouts are much faster if you're in the area that you don't like. Okay, so that's the first this thing. But how do I understand what am I doing? Is it something that I love or no? Because I've spent 15 years of my education. My last 3 companies says I belong to a particular sector, or I'm particularly good at it. Correct. Now here, some indicator, I might just talk some basic stuff, but we always have this emotions, right? If Friday comes, we become very happy. Oh wow! Oh my God! It's that feeling. Thank God it's Friday. At times on Monday we'll think, oh my God, it's Monday. Now in my mind, these are alarms for us that either we are not doing what we are liking, or we are not at the right place, or we need to make the place right. But these are some alarms that our own system will tell us. Correct. So do we listen to that? Because the moment we ignore this, chances of burnout are likely, because now I am not in a sorted place. And end of the day, just do a simple math. We do 5 days work, right? Whether it is work from home or office, 5 by 7 is roughly 71%, correct? So 70% of the time is at workplace. So it has the largest impact on our life. So if we are committed to something which we don't like, the burnouts are very likely and they appear very fast. So while we are working, if we really want to, understand what is that line of passion and then burnout and how it happens, something that I really love doing, it's unlikely that there will be a phase of burnout. But if I'm doing same thing over and over again, it will for surely. That's a human behavior, correct? Let's say my core profession might be tennis, but I cannot play tennis 365 days, 24 hours, correct?
True.
So at times, change of work can also be rest. One is there is typical rest, which all of us can manage our routine. At the same time, change of work. And here is when I can again connect to the point of, do you have a portfolio? It can, I mean, for sure, all legends, world champions, why I take sports example, because they inspire us from within, right? They all have their main territory or an area because of which they became famous, they became greatest of all time. But that does not mean beyond that there is a void. They still like to do A, B, C, D, 3, 4, 5 things. Those things are your ways where you have an escape path. You suddenly start living a life which is pretty normal. Because see, the challenge with being very progressive or being at a high stake is you're continuously at your peak. Now you cannot be at your peak, correct? So you somewhere have to become like a normal human, doing nothing, just reading something very stupid, watching some movie which has no brain, no sense at all. Now, this is where you avoid and you find the mix. Now, somebody who likes to watch movie can prefer movie. Somebody wants to, maybe just read something. This is where again, choose something that you like, even in your non-productive hours, so that again you are involved in that. I mean, I'm pretty clear. If I'm not interested, I will not even move a matchbox from here to here, because something that I'm doing without my involvement is going to become a problem. I'll keep the matchbox other way around. It will fall down. Something will catch fire because my intent, wasn't there. So this is how I lead life. I mean, I'm just sharing my experience, not that it is universally true or something. But yeah, something that has driven me and gave me good results. Somewhere I could build teams that gave good results. And like you said, burnout, right? So many times there were situations where you have to be suddenly, Sunday night, 11 o'clock, some emergency at work, let's say, correct? Because the team was so bonded, we never felt that, it's a challenge. So now at one point of time, this can be a burnout case for any typical person, right? It is not. At the same time, when people ask for leave, typically, no questions asked. Rather, if you say, some of my relatives only take 2 days extra. So that's where you balance it out. And then burnout is a mindset. It's not that our body feels burnout. It's our mind that we feel burnout, and then body will follow what mind says. I hope
Totally agree. I like being a life coach and an NLP practitioner. I totally resonate with what you said just now. Like, even if it's your passion and you're taking it as a profession, you need a break from that. Relax yourself, relax your muscles, relax your mind.
Yep.
And it is basically regenerating yourself to get back to your work. Yeah.
Now, I also have an add-on here to talk about passion connected to, leave the burnout and then come back to the same place of what you're passionate about. Like you rightly mentioned, what I am able to connect is that, when you, again, do what you like. That means watch a movie if you like a movie. Don't just burn out. Coming out of burnout, don't do something like a cleaning massive stuff, which will again make you burn out, is something which I recently learned, because there is something which I was doing and I was kind of exhausted and I wanted to switch over, where I started to switch over with the household chores, and I'm like, I don't want to do this. So I think this is very well put, to come back to your passion. In the process of burning out, don't burn out more. Maybe do something what you like to keep your mind calm and, not mess up with the thought process.
Absolutely.
That's where it doesn't involve your brain or mind. Just relax and be alone with whatever.
Lovely. I'm able to sing so much here.
Thank you.
Yeah. So when you were sharing few of your personal things, so could you share your personal journey of transforming your passion into a successful profession at Altus Group, currently where you are?
Okay. So what I'll do is I'll try to attempt this maybe by linking to the topic, rather than just talking about how the career journey is so far. Again, I'm still in the starting phase. I'm in the first half of my career in a way. But I'm an engineer, started with typical coding job, completely individual contributor, then did an MBA. Post MBA, initially it was telecom. Okay. You go get it through campus. There itself, I had a phase from individual contributor. I remember 3 team members. Now the expectation is 3x, and you cannot control what they do fully. From there, I was pretty clear. Somewhere I had a few thoughts. Maybe now I can share that because it's a decade. At least I worked for 10 years. I always had one thing in mind. I will never work in whatever sector I start in. I will not keep changing, different companies, get better paychecks and, evolve. I always had some idea. Maybe it was abstract, that whenever I make a change, it has to be a change. It should change everything, literally from city, countries that you take care, sector, size of company. And somehow I'm lucky that all 4 companies, my joining has happened in different cities: Mumbai, Cochin, Pune, Bangalore, and now Hyderabad, Altus Group, correct? So from Idea, basically I joined Idea. Now it is Vodafone Idea, part of Aditya Birla Group. So it was a big company into supply chain operations. There, when I was changing after 5.5 years, it was an e-commerce automotive startup. Absolutely no relation with telecom. The telecom was so big, the company, and this is something very small. That was a motivation. So what I thought, whatever I have learned, now it's time to transfer. It's time to build whatever I have seen. Maybe I was in operation, but I was seeing HR. I was seeing marketing. I was seeing TQM. I was seeing customer centricity. Here is a chance to build all of that. Now, because I loved that, I could relate to, and I thought, oh yes, this is a good opportunity. In startups, they'll hire you for one thing to do everything else, correct? I thought, let's take my chance here. So I started with 21 North, and it was a great story for 4.5 years. It grew to cities, to countries. COVID went, but we came out really well in that. Like you just have to rearrange, upset into a setup, and all is good. So that happened. And coming to Altus, then I thought, okay, now this is something. This was 21 was mostly India and Southeast Asia. Altus in commercial real estate. Again, my 3 decades of life suddenly became irrelevant because it has no correlation. I'm not a civil engineer, not from core finance background, which they do valuation, etc. But I thought It's a global product. No, from services, I'm moving to product, different city, different country. And largely I'm dealing with clientele, which is based out of Europe, Canada, US. So again, when I'm making a change, and like you asked, right, while I'm moving in my journey, how am I transforming, or how am I doing my passion? So my core is people development. Somewhere this is what I started understanding as I was evolving. In Vodafone Idea, it was structure, team reports to you. Okay. In an e-commerce startup environment, you have to be influential because people are sitting across cities, across countries. You are not in front of them 24/7. How do you influence? And here it's like completely now global. Again, a big company outside, but in India, it's like you have to create a brand. So there are a lot of vague KRAs given. And that excited me because my idea of career somewhere revolves around people development. So that's where I connect to. And I thought, yes, other things are changing and that will inspire me. So I again took a call, and it's been a couple of months only. But yeah, I'm enjoying. So, I mean, it's a thrill and I'm happy.
Yeah, from what you spoke about your journey, I get a hidden message. Change is your passion.
Yeah.
I must say, Lokesh, you must be experiencing a lot of people management skills. You must be experiencing a lot of developing people skills.
Yeah, at times it's simple. Two team members will come, A and B, and they will really say, A will say how bad B is, and B will say how bad A is. You just have to say, they said that, but they also meant you are still nice. And you tell this to both people, meet them over coffee, and all is sorted. See, the typical challenge is we often throw people at problem. We forget situation. We forget what is the solution. We get I said, you said, and we get involved in that. So how do we isolate ourselves? How do we take out ourselves also from a situation? How can he tell this to me? If that process comes in my mind, I'm done. I mean, I'm destroyed because now that me part has come. Correct. So how to let go of your ego? So that's something can make you thrive.
That typical human psychology of defending yourself no matter what when you're put inside the room. No, I didn't do this. They have done it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So when we talk about passion-driven people, passion-driven leaders often face challenges and setbacks. So did you face any setback or challenge in your journey? And how did your passion help to overcome that?
Okay, so okay, we all, I mean, largely we're aware, right? Starting of this year, I mean, 2023 onwards, startup ecosystem as a whole entered into a lot of questioning, a lot of challenge related to funds, correct? It became very difficult because you need funds to run the show. Okay, I'll not get into details, but yeah, that was the thing where, and again, it was not a my startup, but when you're working with a startup, be at any rank, you get so involved. It's a different level of commitment, connect that you have, not only with the company, obviously with people that you are dealing with. So somewhere when that pressure was there, yes, you can do whatever I can do to resolve, I kept doing. But beyond that, I was thinking that, okay, this is becoming negative. Somewhere it is taking me down in general. That's where, so I'm talking about first half of this year. That's where my other hobby or passion, I can say, chess, right? There was a global chess league similar to IPL in cricket. We had a chess league in Dubai this year, okay, June. That was sponsored by Tech Mahindra, basically. So Tech Mahindra was the main sponsor to run the event of 6 team and chess players. It was a very glamorous event for chess, which never happened in the past. So I kept mailing them, kept messaging. Then I got in touch with Tech Mahindra. I got in touch with CEO who was leading this whole topic, Mr. Samir Patak. And then, he said, I kept giving ideas, strategies. I kept meeting them. A lot of things happened. And at the end, he asked me, what do you want in return? So I think this is not my job to make money, but I love this. And as a fan, I would love to be at venue. So I actually went to Dubai, which was TechM sponsored. So those entire 2-3 months of stressful situation, which I cannot control. There is a circle of Stephen Covey, right? Circle of concern and, beyond. And something that I cannot control. Or Six Sigma tells us, something that you cannot control. After a point, you have to just, be patient. So then I understood, okay, I'm doing what I can control. And beyond that, this hobby kept making me feel high. And to a level that somewhere, honestly, all my life, I love chess. But to this level where I went there, and again, I was lucky. I could ask question to grandmasters. I could take their interviews. It became Amazon podcast just out of love, and I had no monetary, no intention of doing that, right? And today, post that, my chess journey, like that portfolio circle, has also become bigger. So imagine the way we chat with our friends and family. Typically, I have some or the other call conversation going with some GM across the globe. It's me high. So that phase for sure was sorted, which was a huge set that I thought going. And this gave me power, gave me that free mind space to think, what do I need to do next? That's where being in e-commerce, I was actually, I can just share it's nothing hidden or something, right? It was easy for me to get into an e-commerce player or an automotive player because I belong to that industry for 4.5. And I thought if it is easy, it's not a change. You need to conquer something which will challenge you. And I thought, yes, this will take time. And I could translate this time there. And because of that event, my energy levels were high. And I could translate that in the interview, which was a 2-month-long process for Altus. And today I am here sitting in front of you. So maybe that's what setback at times, is a setup for something good.
Yeah, awesome. That was.
Yeah.
You gained your energy from those two.
Yeah.
So you have immense experience and you have a lot of passion. So what advice would you give for emerging entrepreneurs and leaders who aspire to follow their passion while building a successful career, even if the field in which they are is not related to their interests, maybe directly or indirectly?
Okay, I would just use some soft words, not an advice to entrepreneurs or founders, because I don't belong to that league. But I can just express what I feel, or as a friend, or what can I say is, end of the day, specific to this topic when we talk about. Again, my core is people development. I'm not trying to push that, but people are core to everything. We all are into people business. We can say that we are this company, that company, products company, services company, but we are dealing with people, for people, by people. Correct? So people have to be core at anything. People don't break P&L. People build P&L of every company. So that should be core for anything that you want to do. Whether it's a startup, big company, small company, forget founders and CEOs. They are big, even for first-time managers or individual contributors. That's something which is really, really important. And when we say about this commitment, or for to make it successful, I can say that at times career is a series of accidents also. Not every time we can plan, but we should, as we evolve, we need to be fluid, because we start understanding what is it that really I want. It's not that after 12th or graduation or PG everybody has clarity, right? But to seek that clarity is very important. Like people say that there's a matrix, right? I know that I know, I know that I don't know, I don't know that I know,
I
and I
don't know
don't
that
know
I
that I
know.
don't
Yeah.
know. So at least get clarity, so that slowly you will start finding a theme of your career. And then maybe you want to be flexible or in the same industry that can continue to grow. And end of the day, when we talk about idea startup, that's a typical thing, again, no brainer, but they are born because of, every company is born because of value creation. So it's not a valuation game. So if you want to sustain and go along, the value creation aspect has to be at the focus, is what I will say. And at times, this is something I read one book which was very nice in terms of, at times we say, right, all positive things are good, but in positive things we'll say donate money to poor people. But what if we are having huge EMI? So now this, the positive knowledge might not be useful, right? So there's a book, Art of Thinking Clearly. It says that success and happiness is what all we want, right? But what works for me might not work for you, or what works for me today might not work for me tomorrow. Correct? But for sure, we know what destroys success and what is happiness. At times, even negative knowledge is very powerful. So let's be cognizant of the fact that whatever I am going to, being at a senior position, or let's say, forget senior, the moment you have a team manager, even you are an IC, people around you are watching. So you don't know whom you are influencing. So at the end, keep aside anything. Career, everything is important in life, but be a good human. Because once you're a good human, it's likely that you'll become a good leader, good manager, good whatever, friend, etc. So that is something important. There was a good article on that, that great leaders have a social heart. And that's something very, very important, is what I believe. So, yeah, that's what I would comment.
End of the day, very rightly put, be a good human being, then rest all will follow. So all people management, like you said, if you're in the start of your career or you're in the middle management or you're leading somebody, a company. So people management is the main thing there.
Yeah. That's what I think.
When we talk about people,
It's like this, right? I mean, the topic I chose was this: passion to profession the only way, right? I love tea, okay, but I like tea which is separate milk and water, and then you mix it when you really want. If I take a tea which is all, that milk and everything together,
yeah.
and they put a lot of masala, it's like I find basundi with chai, and that tea will add stress to my life. So I will never have that tea. Now, even if it's a small decision of tea, tomorrow that can become a large decision at company or about our life. So it's like that, end of the day, is what I feel. So passion is this: I want tea, so I really want tea the way I like. And again, what I want or what I like should not be something that harm others. Because nowadays there is a mentality, right? My way, highway. I know my life, my rules. So again, it should be morally, ethically right. It should be in the scheme of things, and then I guess that takes care of rest.
Yeah. It explains the entire journey of yourself when you say that, no matter how big you build yourself into, end of the day, all you have to start to become a good human being. I think that revolves around everything. I mean, it will help everybody to understand and, resonate you what you're looking at. Even if you're a leader or a young entrepreneur who's building to be a career, I think people look at you inside. They don't look at you always outside. Sometimes it's very important to, build that moral and ethical way of integrity and all that comes in place there. Very famous dialogue of this, what got you here will not get you there. That's what it revolves around.
I guess that's a book also. There is a book with
Yes,
the same.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
And the staircase are different. The size is different. Or that's the cover page, I guess.
It's a little deeper though. It also talks about a lot of things which you recommended. Art of thinking clearly more goes aside parallelly, but a little more deep thinking when it comes to it's more like what gets you is more of technical aspect of it. Art of thinking is more of human aspect of it.
Is correct.
Yeah, it's a lovely recommendation, sir, for today's topic.
Thanks.
Yes, Alagu ma'am.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're done with the questions. If you would like to share, Lokesh, anything that you wanted to share with us, apart from whatever we spoke.
I mean, maybe on the topic, perhaps what I could have also said is, we have this battle, right? Hybrid, work from home, 4 days a week, whatever, 5 days a week, hours. Now there is recently some comment on a number of hours, etc. But I always believe this thing. I've written few lines on that. I mean, you can take any example. I had written, I guess, Nadal, or you can take any Messi, Tendulkar, Kohli, Amitabh Bachchan. Will they say I want 4 day week? Never. Because they're really human, because end of the day we are humans, right? But these are, again, I mean, will these people ever say that? No. And again, their goal was never to make X money or X brands. It's what they do will eventually take them. So maybe, but again, we always say that they are exceptional, we cannot relate to. So I always get more inspired by people who are, common man. And they're leading great life. Great life in the sense they are doing 5 things in life. Good, I mean, career wise, extracurricular. That is more inspiring because they are more relatable to us, is what I can say.
Shall we move on to the quiz, Divya?
Yes, ma'am, please go ahead.
Yeah. Lokesh, we have a small thing as quiz for to make the participants engaging.
Okay.
Some from what you said. Okay. So there'll be one question, one thing which Lokesh had told when we asked him about advice for the budding entrepreneurs and emerging leaders. He mentioned something that is very important. What was that? Lokesh is thinking.
Yeah, the quiz goes in two ways. Either you can write it in the chat box, or you can raise your hands to unmute yourself and we can unmute you. So you can go ahead and answer that. Prabhakaran sir says career portfolio. Sukumaran says people are there. People are the core for everything. I'm just waiting for Alagu ma'am to find out the right answer here.
I'm also waiting for the right answer.
So let me reiterate the question here. I think what Alagu's question is more like, excuse me, he was giving a lot of suggestions and recommendations for the young entrepreneurs. One of it is very important, which Alagu feels, and we are looking for that one important stuff which he says or said. Okay. Ma'am, are we getting any of the answers which you're looking for?
There are only two answers, right?
Okay, I'm waiting for the other participants to, engage so that passion, Amarnath says passion. So it's more like, how do they create passion? So what is the advice or probably suggestion which he included to create the passion? I'm actually stuck to this verse. Great leaders have social heart. I'm kind of
Seriously, that was awesome.
I'm vibing that now.
Okay, that's all. Divya, you can try.
Okay, I have noted on a lot of things. So what I feel is he was talking about negative knowledge that is also very powerful unless and until you channel it rightly. So I think it could be powerful as well, and that is one of such advice which I can take it within myself. Are you looking for that answer?
Okay. Shall I reveal what I thought was the answer?
Please do.
He said being human is very important. That was the answer I was looking for. So maybe I think Sukumar and Ajish was very close to that, saying people care. Yeah.
Okay, Lokesh. Okay, you have mentioned it, right? So Sukumaran mentioned, like you said, he's almost close. He was talking about people are the core for everything. I mean, it's just a different verse of telling be good a human being. So shall we go ahead and give it to Sukumaran and Ajish ma'am?
Yeah. Yes, we can.
All right, great. Thank you very much, Sukumaran, and congratulations for being a winner today. Lovely. Team will support you on this and they will contact you for your own gift and everything. So you made our day today. Thank you very much, Sukumaran. And Alagu ma'am, that's a wonderful question you asked. I think when we all thinking about technical stuff of it, you just mentioned it in a very simple way, like just be human, just be good human. That's
that attracted me the most when Lokesh told. I think Lokesh, you mentioned that, right? Like that is the basic.
Yeah. I think the entire question revolved around, the answer of the question revolved around, you can gain, see, it's more of ask technology, right? You can gain your skill and knowledge no matter what, but attitude is something you carry within yourself. Attitude not necessarily predominantly has to be negative, but you can carry positive attitude and influence a lot of people. You don't know how many people are being influenced when you are walking, talking, and interacting. So I think that's a very powerful message. Be a good human being. Lovely, great, lovely. Thank you very much, both of you and Lokesh and Alagu. It was a wonderful discussion.
Thank you.
It was a great interaction and
thank you. It was lovely talking to you, Lokesh.
Yeah, same. Likewise to you.
Lot of aha moments for me today.
Lovely. It was a great insight. Also, the live examples you've given from your own, life experiences, what was more of inspiring rather than, I could say, it was very touching. A lot of things which you told about the journey, started from an engineer, completed a MBA, and then moved into telecom. It was a long journey. But then, I can see that how humble and simple you portray yourself as, and it comes very naturally. And I'm kind of impressed in the way how humble people are, and even though they reach to the pinnacle of their career, which is great. And there are many learnings I had today. Let's give it for
kind with your words, so thank you.
No, I'm being very honest here because see, we're all trying to we're all trying to know ourselves a lot so that we can be better in what we have involved into, be it passion, be it profession. we want to show ourselves really, really good and better in that, by not hurting others, by not sharing the negative vibes, right? So in that way, I'm able to sense a lot of things which you are developing when it comes to people development and people management. Great, lovely. So I'll give it up to audience right now to ask questions to our chief guest. Let's do this. If you have any question, please raise your hands. We will unmute you and you can ask your questions to our chief guest. So, consideration of the time, I will give it for 3 questions possibly. Let's see how many of you are interested in asking questions. We'll wait for any of them who have any questions.
I can just address one thing that came in the chat.
Please, sir, go ahead.
Yeah, I guess that ethical dilemma is a question, right? That do we face? I mean, we all face, not only at workplace, rather every place, right?
Yeah.
That what is right versus what can help me right now, and if they don't coincide, it's a dilemma, right? But in my mind, always stay true to values, morals, and ethics, because someday somebody, I mean, again, that cycle of is also getting shorter. We heard stories, somebody was not good or not sane, and they enjoyed whole life, and at the end, at 95 years old, somebody caught. But it's not like that, right? So whatever good bad we do, that also comes back to us. That life cycle of karma is also becoming shorter, is what I believe. And to be, I mean, again, dilemma is typically ethical, or that's it, right? So you don't need any reason to be good. So just send that vibe. We don't need to be very aggressive in putting our point. Just manage the situation, knowing what can go well. And yeah, that's it. I mean, I always believe that that values is something that you cannot compromise in worst of the times also.
So I recently learned something when I was, having a discussion with one of the person around me. He was talking about values and belief systems, right? So let's say that my values and belief systems are something which is completely different than. So okay, last episode we were talking about manipulation and a lot of disbelief and trustworthiness and a lot of things. On top of it, what I have realized is people are messed up with their belief system. Now, let's say Lokesh and I are having a working in one space, and your belief system is different, my belief system is different, and I'm trying to put my right tone of voice and be kind to you and everything, but then it doesn't go well to you. How do I manage passion in the place of people development there?
So see, few things are like this, right? End of the day, we are here for a assigned work that needs to be done together, correct? When we talk about beliefs and this, it can be different, but there can be always your way, my way, and the right way. So who is closer towards the right way? And our conscious will always tell. The moment we know, okay, these are completely different, and we cannot. And end of the day, it's like managing a hard customer. Correct. So at workplace also, even though we might seen as an colleagues or employees, I'm managing a hard customer. So as you, when it comes to me, correct. We both need to progress. Correct. It's like a qualifying criteria for having our tomorrow and month end. Correct. So for that, how do we toggle a situation where in this space, in my mind, what comes really handy is we have this EQ and SQ, right? Spiritual quotient, because spiritual quotient actually is, again, I'm not talking about religion. I'm just talking about how evolved you are. So at times, that art of letting go. Okay, fine. I know that, okay, this is the battle I don't want to win. I can try to a level, provided I'm pretty sure that my thinking right now is universally correct, so as against the other person. But again, at times there are so many people in the world, right? Not everybody is an easy nut to take care or deal with. So at times you need to let go. At the same time, it shouldn't have an impact which is adverse. Again, it's a trick, and that can only come somewhere. You need to have interest in people, because when we buy mangoes, not all mangoes will become good, right? Some will be like rotten, and we have to deal with it, right? So it's a risk that we are taking, right? As much as we are having this acceptance that yes, there will be people who will completely disagree with me no matter what. They come from different background, and for all of this also there are a lot of reasons, right? How people are evolved, how was their childhood, how was their whole ecosystem. So if we are aware and we are cognizant of the fact, for sure we can find a way. And again, with that person we don't need to spend our life or party after work, right? But at least manage that piece of work, move together, perhaps make a structure so that the collaboration is better. Now that is a challenge, is basically that will take you to next level. Tomorrow you become a CXO, and there is a hard CFO next to you. How do you deal with it? Because if he approves nothing, how can you evolve? So it's a situation to grow, is in my mind.
Lovely, wonderfully put, sir. Now, like end of the day, it's all about letting go and understanding the situation. And for the benefit of everybody, we just leave it out and move on with a collaborative thought process. I think that helps a lot. Lovely.
And this your life is your responsibility. Nobody's coming to come and save you. So Steve Jobs has said, life will hit you with the brick on the head with back.
Brick on the head.
So stay calm. So it's like that.
So, and that is very challenging, Lokesh, because when we are talking about becoming defensive when it comes to man, immediately what we say is, why did you throw it on me? That's what we say. But going into that and understanding and letting go is more of a journey within ourselves, understanding that this is how we evolve. This is how we work together. Be kind to yourself and to others as well. I mean, great, lovely, wonderful insights about all that today. Moving on, if we do not have any questions to further.
There is one more.
There is a question in the chat.
Yeah, so Prabhakaran sir has asked a question. By shifting to different domains or jobs while we gain a variety of skills, we may also enjoy the new learnings in the process. Are we not spending too thin instead of mastery or getting stronger in a few select skills?
It's like this. If I focus too much on chess, I am carrying a risk of not improving my cricket. Correct? So again, it's a choice. In my mind, sir, it's a choice. What I enjoy, end of the day. Some people, like I said, they want to be subject matter expert, 30 years in a particular sector, FMCG, king of FMCG, king of telecom. That's what makes them happy. Within an industry also, you can pick up supply chain, logistics, full clear on that. Now, that is one way. And second, maybe, I like to do variety of things because that keeps me on my toes. That makes me, that is challenging for me. So what is it that we like? And there is a nice quote. The biggest challenge in the world is people don't know who they are. So I don't know. Suddenly, that guy did Tableau analytics, got 20, 30%, 40% hike. Let me do Tableau. Just because I like maths does not mean I like Tableau. Does not mean I can do Tableau graphs over and over. So in this journey, and this is what I realized. Maybe the retirement speech is at the age of 60, but it is written every day. Whatever am I doing today is a sum product of all of this, right? So retirement speech should not be a regret speech. I spent whole my life in supply chain, but I wanted to be a poet. I cannot say this at the age of 60, correct? So I need to make some efforts now. So that's what I can put it. And I guess for me, career is fun. I mean, this is how I typically take it. I hope it doesn't go wrong with my current employer and in my future, but it has to be fun at least. I mean, I follow Magnus Carlsen a lot, who is perhaps the greatest player who played chess ever. So he says he has achieved everything. So he says the day it's not fun for me, I'll stop playing. Because he has achieved everything. He has won every title, every trophy that a chess player can win. So that's where it is, right? So the moment it is not fun, it's okay. Maybe he's driving me through chess. I'm doing it off the board. And the moment it is not fun, it's a signal.
Yeah, true.
Hope that answers Prabhakaran sir's question. Great, lovely. It was a wonderful insight, sir. I have a couple of points which I have sorted out. We are missing Sendil of summary today. However, I am going to plot few points which we discussed. Please help me here if I missed something. Starting from the question, we were talking about building a career portfolio here. If you really wanted to continue and sustain the passion, all you have to do is build your career portfolio to keep it sustainable in various industry, not only one industry, in various industry. It's more like path versus portfolio, which will help you to sustain your passion. And then coming towards the next point, you were talking about alarms, which in our system will tell you how to handle the burnouts. Specifically talking, it's not only you should be always passionate around the clock and 24/7 and 365 days. If you really feel that you're exhausted, you can take your time out, do something really you like, take a break and then come back and then continue your passion in the way how you like it to be continued. Unless you make sure that the break which you're taking is also something that you like to do, not burn out more on what you have been already stressing on. On top of it, you were sharing your own experience of your journey, sir. Started as an engineer. You're not jumping very frequently. However, your change was holistic change. like you changed the entire state and the industry, so that you had put your experience and implemented the experience from different industries you have gone through.
On City, I was lucky. At times, you get four puzzles, four pieces of jigsaw, and it actually fits. But now it is fitting, so I'm saying proudly.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So in that case, you became very lucky in different areas. However, that change helped you to implement and build the learning curve from a different industry and experience, so that you were able to connect to people easily, where your niche has become people development today in your Altus Group. Moving to that, also you were talking about circle of influence, where it is not, it is not only easy to manage, but it is also challenging. Like you mentioned rightly, if it's not easy, it's not challenging. So you need to really go ahead and do what is challenging rather than looking at what is easy. I remember a famous quote, of Steve Jobs: "I don't want hard work people, I want smart work people." So that kind of resonated there. And moving further, you were giving a suggestion for entrepreneurs and young professionals. You were talking about, like, at the end of the session, we were talking, just be a good human being. All are in people business, no matter which business you belong to. End of the day, we are all into the core business of people, handling people, managing them, how to handle situations. Also, you mentioned a couple of quotes which I have noted down. You mentioned career is a series of accidents, negative knowledge is powerful, be a good human, don't know who you are going to influence every day. Great leaders have a social heart, and the biggest challenge is not knowing who you are. And the last, however, was very impressive, is retirement speech is only at 60, but it is about every day. Great, sir. These are all few points which I have included today. I hope the members have benefited out of what are the points I've mentioned. If I've missed, I apologize. However, I was able to summarize as much as I can. I miss Sendil sir so much today. To introduce you about Sendil sir, Lokesh, he is a summary master for our episode, almost every episode. He's sort of not able to join us today, so I'm trying my best here. Okay, cool then. Moving on, I'll hand over the mic to Janani for the vote of thanks for our panel discussion and for Lokesh, after which we can network among within ourselves. And considering your time, sir, you can join us or you can proceed with your schedule, sir. However, I'm giving the mic to Janani now.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Janani, and currently I'm pursuing my BCom Honors degree. And thank you, sir. Your session was an eye-opening one for me. Now I'm getting some confidence in building my passion to profession, but maybe not now, but definitely one day I'll do. Thank you. Then, before me sharing about the next week's episode, let me quickly share again the purpose of the community. For the visitors who are attending for the first time, Leaders Connect 360 is a hybrid model leadership community where every Wednesday from 6:30 p.m. to 7:15 p.m. we invite a top management leader from a reputed corporate company to suggest some solutions for a real-time leadership challenges, like the experience we had today from our guest, Mr. Lokesh. And kindly follow our social media platforms to get updated. It is very simple to join our community. Do click on the below social media links. It gives me an immense pleasure to thank our guest, Mr. Lokesh, and panel discussion leader, Ms. Alagu Lakshmanan, for spending your valuable time in sharing your experiences and insights. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Janani. All the very best for your future career goals and focus. Thank you. Now we are going to go ahead and do the networking. If once the vote of thanks video is played by Arul. So, like I said, if you are willing to join us, it'd be really nice. Before that, could you share a couple of your words about our session today, about our episode today? How do you feel about joining us today, sir?
Yeah, it was really nice. I mean, the way it is conducted. I mean, I was very nice. It was very nice to see that initial intro video. I mean, it was so that was great. And overall, I mean, the coordination that was there before the event and the way you guys are doing, it's really professional. It's a very good event. I've seen multiple times. It becomes live on LinkedIn. There was sometime, I was this thing was to happen maybe the same time when I was doing into chess, so it couldn't happen that time. But better late than never. And I had great time, and it's a very good intent that all of you are having, which can again add value to people. So that's really great, and I'm sure this will continue to go grow fast and go far. So best wishes from my end to each one of you.
Thank you very much, sir. We started in the time of COVID. However, we're able to, do it consistently. Now that we are in the 131st episode, we are all proud and, pleasurable to meet everybody every day. Not once we missed on a Wednesday for this episode, sir. I'm thanks for Prakash Sharma and Arul today, who's been always joining hands and getting done from the back end and all that. I hope you might have spoken to Arul as well.
Yes, I have.
Yeah, great, lovely. Thank you very much, sir. Now it's time for networking for all of us. Before that, vote of thanks video from Arul, please. Thank you very much, Arul. Great, lovely. So we'll go ahead with the networking. So the things how it works here is that you can share your